Welcome to the Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders podcast. Prepare to take a dive into all things mythical, eerie and downright strange. Stick around. You might just enjoy yourself. Hello, and welcome to Marvels, Mysteries and Midlanders. I'm James Alexander, and I am joined by the southern bad boy, that is Julian Collins, who isn't a Midlander, but we don't talk about that, and also the towering rationalist, that is Lewis Carter. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to How are we doing?
Another delicious episode.
It's another delicious episode. It could be classed as literally delicious, depending on your point of view, but we'll get to that. So yeah, how are we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just sitting here like some sort of Hugh Hefner character in my dressing gown with my chest showing to you both. Feeling
your little chesties.
Yeah. They're not little, they're manly chesties. Yeah, so I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just been chilling. How are you, Lewis? How you doing?
I'm good.
What's your problem?
Nothing.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
If you want a problem, then I can come to you.
Mate, I'm ready to have a problem with you. I want a problem. I want to see that car come through my living room window, like you keep promising to do.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day. It's gonna happen. So today we're looking at something very cool. I remember the name. I looked into it, and the more I researched into it, the more excited I got about it. So today we're looking into the legend of Black Annis, also known as Black Annie, Black Anna, Black Agnes, Cat Anna, and of course, the Leicestershire Bogeyman. Even though she's a lady, but Bogey woman, whatever.
They all sounded really similar names until
you got it. Yeah. Well, it's actually apparently just the Bogeyman or the Boogeyman, but I added Leicestershire in there because I'm sure there's a lot of Bogeymans around the country, you know. It makes sense to, regionalise it, doesn't it? It does, really.
Yeah, everyone and their nan is a bloody bogeyman.
Yeah. Julian, you'll probably find that you are probably a bogeyman to somebody. Maybe.
I hope not. I try to be a good human.
Yeah, but Lewis is definitely a bogeyman to somebody. He definitely is. Imagine him at your window, like you've got like a 12-foot house, and somehow Lewis's face is peering through the 4th-story window because he's just so damn tall. And he just looks closer, and just goes, "You're right," and then it's over. That's all you see. That face he's pulling now. Yeah, it's terrifying. We've just created a new urban legend, guys. Lanky Lou of Ripley.
Oh wow!
I'm terrified.
That's next episode.
Yeah, so that's a sneak peek for you. So I'd like to firstly thank Kate Westwood for writing the article Leicester Legend or Widespread Myths, which was published in 1998, along with another article called Ladies of Legend from 2017. That's where I got most of my research from for this episode. So yeah, without further ado, is there anything you want to say before we go in? Is there anything you want to say?
Have a lovely episode.
Thank you. Break a leg. Lewis, you got anything to say? Anything nice to say, should I say? For once?
Good luck.
Oh, well, it's all of us, mate. It's not just me.
I know,
You're part of this too, You're part of this too. Right, okay, cool.
Good luck to me.
Yeah, good luck to you, mate. You deserve it. You need it, mate. Believe me. Your track record is just... it's not good, mate. Right. So, first off, an interesting thing about Black Annis is that she not only pops up in books about folklore and myths, but she's also in Leicestershire historical tomes. So you got that. So her whole deal is that she haunts the Leicestershire countryside, allegedly residing in a cave in the Dane Hills on the outskirts of Leicester. The name for this cave was Black Annis's Bower. Apparently her particular cave is a sandstone drop which she uses her...
There's a hand up.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't looking. Yes, sir. Yes, Lewis at the back.
How do you spell Annis?
Annis, A-N-N-I-S.
Okay.
So apparently her cave that she resides in is a massive sandstone drop, which she uses to just claw her way out of when she leaves the cave, using nothing but her cracked and serrated fingernails. So I will get into the description of Black Anis, but so far, the thought of some sort of creature coming out of a cave in the woods. Lewis, another question.
Can you visit this cave?
Unfortunately, you can visit the area, but apparently the area of actually where her cave resides, we do get to that later, has been built over now with houses, annoyingly. But that'd be a great concept for a film. Black Anis comes back. Some guy's in his living room and then a hole comes out on the floor.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
Guys, if we ever...
Why would you build a house over a cave?
Why wouldn't you build a house over a
just
cave?
sounds like it's going to go wrong.
I mean, it may do, yeah. It may. Yeah.
Like you're just chilling one day, and next thing you know, your house is at the bottom of the cave. It's
Honey, a sinkhole's opened up in the kitchen. Right.
You have to channel your inner Anis to get your nails out to
just do
climb to the top.
But I wouldn't have a chance. My nails are just too short. Just far too short. I have a nasty habit of buying them, so when it comes to opening things that require nails.
I've recently trimmed them.
Oh, with your teeth? Like me? Yeah?
No, I managed. I did used to be very guilty of that.
Yeah. I've done it for years. I'm really trying to break the habit. I'm trying to be a better man. Lewis, you've got quite long and disgusting fingernails, haven't you?
Yeah, they are ready for cutting, I think.
All right. I mean, I wasn't joking, but they are. They really are. Everyone listening. He's got dirt going all the way to the base of the nail, not just the edge. It's all the way into his literal
the
flesh.
The cuticle comes halfway down.
Come to think of it, he's got 6 fingers, not 5. He's a freak. Absolute freak. Yeah. So there's a cave in the Dane Hills called Black Anis's Bower, and it's now been built over, Lewis. And so, what does Black Anis look like? So you've got that one piece of information that she can claw her way out of a cave, and she's got serrated, sharp nails. What else do you think she looks like?
I reckon she's got minging skin.
Skin.
Like wrinkled, cracked, saggy, gross skin.
Getting a bit warm in here. Lewis, it's a good point there, Julian. I'll give you that. Lewis, what do you think? Do you think she's a hottie or a naughty?
Did you mention, was one of her names Spider something or other?
I didn't mention the word spider once, but if you want to call it Spider Annie, you can.
Maybe
we had
like
Black
hairy,
Annie.
like a spider.
Right, okay. So you got Black Annie, Black Anna, Black Agnes, Cat Anna, and the Leicestershire logo.
No, very big emphasis on the black part of this that seems to be popping up in all of the names.
She's interesting because
one of her names eight-legged woman.
Eight-legged Annie.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I've just found it on here. It was at the bottom of the document. Yeah, good point. Sorry, Lewis, you're so right.
Annie the spider. Weird.
Spider lady, yeah. So Julian's come with the cracked, gnarly skin. Lewis has gone with spider for some reason. I'm
going to go out on a limb and say her hair is also wild.
She has a head full of long, matted and spindly black hair, which she peers through with striking white, yellow, or red eyes. So,
yeah, that's it. Don't have many brushes in the cave.
Not in the cave, no.
Just
her
two
overall
eyes.
skin colour, 2 eyes, 2 eyes, sorry, not 8. Or 10, however you spot herself. Her overall skin colour was described as bluey grey. Pretty corpsey overall. And her face, if I've written it down here, is like a right hag. Oh, she's a right hag, she is. She's pretty saggy overall.
Yeah. So, hag, are we talking like the long crooked nose and a big bat?
Yeah, fairly very witch-like features and a lot of images that have been done. She's got just imagine a witch, a homeless witch, like...
Okay, well, I'm sure we'll get to it, but has there been any visual sightings?
Wow.
I'm sure.
Well, Junie, I'm glad you asked.
We might be getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's go on then. Let's have a look.
Pace ourselves. So what we'll do is we'll get on to Black Anis's motives first. Her particular case.
Wild Hunt.
Sorry?
Wild
Hunt, yeah. No, she's not part of the Wild Hunt.
No, I thought we were returning again to the Wild Hunt.
No, she's not actually part of it. Imagine if every single folklore was like, I was in the Wild Hunt as well. You probably could say that. Black Anis was at the back training along.
So it's more an army than a hunt. But...
Yeehaw, my name's Black Anis, and I'm here China hunt! Yeah. So, her particular cave has a great oak tree outside of it, which Anis would use to hide herself, waiting for unsuspecting children or animals to become her next prey. That's right, guys. She's a child eater. And animal eater. But yeah.
Nothing keeps the kids in line, like threatening them to be eaten.
True.
You eat babies.
You eat babies!
Sorry, you didn't tidy your bedroom today.
Getting eaten. Yeah.
Enjoy being
That's
dinner.
an eating. Yeah. Didn't take out the garbage. That's an eating. Didn't kiss your mama goodnight. That's definitely an eating.
Yeah, you haven't washed up. Oh, I wouldn't bother. You're going to be
Sit
eating.
in the cave tonight. You'll get your just desserts. So after usually pouncing, the unfortunate victims would be dragged into the depths of the cave to be sucked dry of blood and their flesh consumed. Very, very nice. Not before skinning them, tanning and displaying their dried flesh on the trees outside of her cave. Just imagine that as an image. You're walking through Dane Hills, through the woods, and you just come to this cave and there's just stuff hanging from the trees. You just suddenly see like a very kind of like face in the papery breeze. Pretty disturbing.
Yeah, no, this sounds like the beginning of a movie.
I'm surprised it hasn't been adapted. You probably find Black Anis has been... I know she was briefly used in Hellboy at some point, but you'd think this vast array of folklore, someone would go, I'm going to make a bloody movie about it. So she'd tan and dry their skins, hang them outside of a cave. But some interpretations have also shown Anis wearing skirts made of various flayed skins, and others have shown her in like a full outfit made of flayed skin. Others just show her with everything out, apart from the main genitalia area. The images I have seen,
All right.
there's sag happening, you know? That's all I'll say.
Down by her knees.
Almost, yeah. Rumour has it she uses them to wrangle children like a lasso. No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you love that image. But yeah, for a time, and maybe still, any children who would wander too far or stay out too late were told, watch out, or old Anis will get you.
Are you all right?
So yeah, so far, that's kind of the overall, the legend of Black Anis. That's kind of what she's all about. How do you both feel about that?
I find it very interesting how parents always use folklore as a way to make their kids toe the
You
line.
can't disprove it, Julian. You can't disprove it.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, you know, you like these days it's I'll take your phone off you if you don't do the washing up. Back then it was like, don't help out, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like there's no in between.
There's been a massive kind of...
You will be punished.
There's been a massive softening in punishment from parents, and I think we should go back to the old ways. Get some folklore.
Go back to old Anis Olavia.
Just make up some sort of tech cyber virus that kills you if you don't do it. You know, something like that.
Modernisation.
Yeah, let's modernise these legends, guys. Let's do it.
So, does she stray far from a tree or not really?
Well, she comes out of a cave and she usually hides behind the tree, or at least kind of... Because, I mean, after a while, you get a bit of a reputation, you're going to start kind of venturing. But also, there actually is more to it than just a tree. She does go further, but again, we'll get to that later. So let's just say her tree or the residing area, because let's be honest, it makes more sense to be, you know, a series of trees. A series of trees that she uses.
Otherwise known as a forest.
Yes. That would be correct, Una. That would be correct. So coming up next, we've got something very special. Lewis, I think you should get your reading material ready, and we're going to have a great time.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yes, I know what's coming. Oh, this is a treat.
Right, so here we go. So now, guys, as Julian just said, we're in for a treat. We've got a script. Me and Lewis are going to do a bit of acting, a bit of voice acting, because as a voice actor, I just can't help indulging myself because I crave constant attention. So this little script that's written, it's not that long at all. So Lewis is going to be doing his best acting here, and I'm going to try my best as well. But this is basically kind of a scenario of a child coming across Black Anis in the woods. So Lewis, if you'd like to start.
Okay. Ooh la la, my name is Gareth Rickshaw Krugenskerber. And I'm just a young rapscallion, not a grown man pretending to be. Anyway, I'm going for a little walk around a large wooded area. It's the perfect way to digest my meal of gruel, shoe soles, and our mammy's milk. Mmm. I sure hope I don't get eaten today. La 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 la. It's you.
I've just done it.
Oh. I thought you were just laughing.
Breaking the... yeah, that's how I laugh normally.
Huh? What was that noise? Hello? 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 If you don't show myself, I'll tell our mammy and she'll give you a right bashing.
Don't be afraid, child. Come closer. 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 Oh, you're a little plump sausage, aren't you? Closer! Got you, you're mine!
I have to give it a... I'm not applauding myself, applauding Lewis. Well done, Lewis.
No, I'm applauding both of you. That was...
You really sold it. Well done. Well done.
We better have Netflix hit us up the TV adaptation soon, because this gold mine cannot be ignored.
We will write a series of folklore TV shows, an anthology series, and it'll be of that caliber. Lewis, thank you.
Question.
You're a fantastic...
What happens
Yes, Lewis.
next? What happens?
Well, I didn't really feel comfortable writing the sound of me eating you and you just kind of screaming in pain. I think the scream was kind of... Yeah, I think that'd just be a bit too on the nose, you know.
Well, the subtext was there. I got where it was going as a a viewer of this artistic expression. I could tell that was the direction it was going in.
Brilliant. I think we should do more of these. I think with Lewis as the main character always, because
I would love to watch.
And you know what, Lewis? I'm going to be honest with you. I wrote a few things in there that would try and trip you up, but you absolutely you nailed it, man. I mean, you even said Kugelschreiber, which is pencil in German. I don't know why I chose that word. It's just kind of So yeah, I just like
with that one.
I just like a moment of silence for Gareth Rickshaw Kugelschreiber. That's enough. So moving on.
One take wonder. Beautiful. That was wonderful.
So not much is known about what the inside of a cave would have looked like during her glory days. What we do know is that there was a large stone ledge inside that could be used as a seat for her to sit on, obviously. And the cave itself was apparently 5 feet long, which isn't really that big, and it was about 10 feet high. So it's not a big cave, really, if you think about it. 5 feet long. It's about nearly... It's not
like
big.
my legs. If I lay down in it, my legs will be sticking out.
Yeah, they would. Probably why she wouldn't choose you, mate.
Yeah, she must have been really small.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you live in a cave, though. I guess if you go like because Gollum himself, but maybe she is tall, but because of living in a cave, she's hunched over, so she comes across as quite small. She's got used to
How tall is it?
Habitat. I don't have she's not massive. I'd say she's probably. I mean,
how tall is the cave again?
I think it's about 10 feet tall.
Oh, right, okay.
There is standing room, but when you're kind of shuffling about, Black Alice herself, she did get about, as it was said that there was apparently a tunnel in her cave which actually ran from her cave all the way to Leicester Castle. But apparently by the end of the 1800s, Alice's cave was filling up more and more with earth being forced into it. And by the end of the First World War, a housing estate was built over it.
Oh, so she was probably a bit fucked off then, which is why she was killing so many people.
I'd be pretty annoyed.
I'm trying to live here, and they're just throwing dirt in my house.
Classic tale of human industrialization. Just building over my house with your factories.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably kill someone if I was just minding my own business and can you guys just stop fucking filling... Sorry. Can you guys just stop filling my house in with...
It's okay, June. You're welcome to be passionate with your language, because obviously,
I was going to say, that's an explicit rating on this podcast now. Game over.
The thing with it, though, is... blip! The thing is, again, the idea of a film. Imagine, like, a housing suburb being terrified by Black Alice creeping from house to house, murdering. It's a great... If it's, again, done well, great movie. we should write movies.
Yeah, it's up there.
So we don't know if Black Annis was in there when it got covered up, or if she got out, found somewhere else to go. But the fact is, that was not the end of her legend. Her story lives on. But one particular thing that was interesting that came up about her was that up until the 18th century, there was an Easter Monday tradition in Leicester where the people would hold a drag hunt, not a wild hunt, a drag hunt, where they would drag a dead cat out of Annis's cave, soak it in aniseed, and then parade it through the streets to the mayor's house. So I have a few questions about this already. Actually, I got a lot of questions, but I'll say mine quickly. They all went to Annis's cave and she wasn't in there, but they took a dead cat out of there. So where was she? Every year. Did she know? She was like, I can't handle that many people, mate. I'm gonna.
Maybe she was in the tree. She was like, right, first they've been throwing fucking dirt in my house.
Get out of my
Now
house!
they're putting dead cats in my house. I mean, I'm starting to sympathise with her at this point. I would probably be very annoyed if I was just minding my own business, dirt was thrown in my house, dead cats were thrown in my house, and aniseed, which frankly is disgusting anyway, was also in my house.
Pretty disgusting, yeah.
I'd be miffed.
Lewis, questions?
I just can't get over the cave choice. It's really poor. It's like a bus stop, isn't it? I'm thinking about the dimensions. It's so shallow. I mean,
so you've now compared.
It wouldn't even be dark, and you could see, if you were looking at it from the outside.
Oh, well, it goes down. There's a tunnel that leads to a cave she leads in. It's not just a cave. It's a sand. There's a sand, because I said earlier, there's a sandstone drop that leads to a little cave.
Right. So,
But it's still a small space to drop down to.
Yeah.
Did no one think to maybe just go down the cave and have a look?
Well, if they're all scared enough of the legend, I'm guessing not. But then again,
Well, they weren't scared enough to throw
the same,
dead cats.
yeah, but at the same
Where
time,
did they get a dead cat from? Did they just?
I don't know. Well, she eats animals as well, so maybe that was it. But also, you said here there is a description of the inside of a cave. Remember, because we know the dimensions of it, and we also know there was a stone seat essentially in the middle. So someone went down there, surely.
Yeah. Unless she wrote that.
How do you reckon that tradition came about?
What, the parading a dead cat about the drag hunt? I don't know at all.
That's one of those weird ones. I don't know how they would have got
We've also
there.
got sympathise with the mayor, who every year has the people of Leicester running to his door with a dead cat covered in aniseed. He's gonna be like, "What can I do about this? What? What's it?"
It's like, I hate aniseed. I'm not massively keen on cats. And frankly, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
So,
Apparently they don't kill him. Apparently they just parade it to his house. That's it.
well,
Yeah.
no, but if they want him to do something about
yeah,
it, you know,
that's true.
Annis is probably going to be a bit miffed
She
about
wouldn't
that.
hold back.
Do you reckon that's why she's called Annis, is because of the aniseed?
Junan, that is a very, very good point. Interesting. See, Lewis is gasping with the sudden realisation. That's a very good point, Junan, because, yeah, I mean...
We're a sleuth.
Yeah, it could be completely unrelated in every way, but maybe there was some sort of aniseed leak in the cave and people were hallucinating. Now, I'm pretty sure you don't hallucinate from aniseed, but things were different back in the 1800s, 18th century.
I mean, people eat aniseed.
Yeah, exactly. And they all look like hags.
I mean, have you ever tried licorice? It's not a great
It's one of
experience,
my most least liked form of confectionery. No, I'm not a fan
Yeah,
of it.
it's
I remember when me and my wife went to Iceland, and Iceland or Scandinavia in general, they have a big thing for licorice. We bought this big bag of Haribo, and we were really excited about it. And we thought, oh, it's half blackcurrant, half something else. It wasn't half blackcurrant, it was half licorice. So we were eating just half of these Haribos. It wasn't... Yeah, I don't get it. I've never warmed up to it.
No.
Never warmed up to licorice. Let me guess, Lewis. You like licorice, don't you? You love it. No, you don't. All right.
I don't mind it. It's
Trying to
anything
start on
else that's aniseed, you know, like them hot things, horrible.
Hot things.
What's the spirit?
That's the spirit.
Yeah, that's the
Absinthe, is
spirit.
it?
Sambuca.
No,
is
sorry,
it?
I was right.
Yeah,
Sambuca,
Sambuca,
yeah.
yeah.
I have had
Yeah.
sambuca, but when you drink
Which is also
when you're
just
drinking alcohol
nasty.
and you're fairly drunk, you don't really care what you're drinking because you don't really taste it. You're just like, just get
There's
me
a
more
song
drunk,
about
mate.
that, isn't there?
Oh.
It's not a podcast. It's a way of life.
Seriously, though, it's just a podcast. However, losing her cave was not the end of Ol Annis. A one Ruth Tongue was recounted and experienced by an evacuee during World War II. They said, story time, gentlemen. They said 3 children were sent out by their wicked stepmother, which already sounds like a fairy tale, to collect firewood one evening. As night descended, the children began to realise that Anis could be on the prowl. They heard a snuffling, and through a hole in their witch stone or adder stone. So, are you guys familiar with what a witch stone or an adder stone is?
Inform me.
Well, it's a form of stone with a natural hole through it, and they're said to have like powerful magical properties that allow you to see through the veil and see supernatural things from beyond. It's essentially like a stone. If you look it up, a witch stone, they usually get them carved into cool triangles. But yeah, so these children had a witch stone, which makes me think they were already prepared for something bad to happen. So they had a witch stone or adder stone, and they saw Black Anis through it, and they were unable to escape her whilst carrying the firewood home. So they dropped it and ran away. So now, what do you think happens next?
Oh, the stepmother's not going to be happy about that.
Lewis.
And she's evil.
She's evil.
So
she robs the firewood and has a nice fire in a cave.
Oh, that's sweet, Lewis. But no, Anis gave chase, shrieking with her arms outstretched like, ah! But she stumbled on the pile of firewood like a right fool.
She
a
just
foolish
saw
lady.
him drop it. What's she thinking?
She's bloodlust, mate. She's not concentrating. Apparently, she fell into the pile of firewood. Her legs were all scraped and bleeding. And apparently, she was mumbling and cursing to herself. So she went back to a cave to rub on her legs some twisted salve. But that wasn't the end of Black Eyes. I mean, I don't know how they knew that she went back to a cave to rub some salve on her legs, but hey.
I mean, I would never take some sort of assailant seriously if they were chasing me and then stacked it on a stick. Just be like, well, you're not great at this. I mean, I'll maybe do some more training and then come
You usually
back.
take that opportunity to
But
start absolutely nailing them into the floor. Just booting them.
Yeah, they're on the floor at that point. Just get stuck in.
Smacks it. What Anis do? What Amy do?
Yeah, sorry. That's how I sound when I'm beating. That's how I sound when I'm beating someone up. You turn into Ian Beale. So she failed her first attempt, and she absolutely, as you said, June, stacked it. But that wasn't the end of the story. Later that night, Anis would not let the chase end. She returned for the children and found them at their little cottage. Their dad, not wanting any child fatalities on his conscience, barged out the house with an axe and hit her full in the face with the blunt end of it. Like, wah!
Oh, no,
Straight
wood.
in the face.
Arch
Yeah. I
nemesis.
don't think it was the wooden end or like the metal end, but flat. You know, at the very top of the
Blunt
axe.
end. Ooh.
You know, you've got your axe.
Yeah. I know what a blunt end is.
I'm explaining to Junan. Calm down. Jesus Christ. Right, okay. So he bashed her in the face, and then she began to run back to a cave, shouting, "Blood! Blood!" over and over. But then the Christmas bells began to ring, and she fell down dead. Now, I can't confirm that any of that happened, or that Anis did die. Pretty cool story, though. But in many sources, ringing bells, or holy bells, can indeed destroy evil beings or spirits.
Santa.
It's very cool. Santa came and saved the day, Lewis. Thank you. It's a very good point. I think you're onto something there. Yeah. Santa saved the day. Merry Christmas, everyone. This is our Christmas episode for the year, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Yes. So the bells rang, and she fell down dead. And now the evacuee also claimed that Anis's howling could be heard for as far as 5 miles away in a cave. And apparently when Anis ground her teeth together, the sound was so loud that all people had to lock their doors and bar them. The evacuee also said that because the people didn't have window glass in those days, witch herbs were tied above the apertures to stop Anis reaching inside with her very long arms and grabbing babies and eating them. So, Lewis, as you said earlier, you eat babies! It's true. It is true. What's your thoughts on that story, guys?
Why did the church bells only kill her when she was outside of her cave?
Maybe she can't hear them from inside a cave. I don't know how far down the sandstone drop goes.
What's
could
it
be a
Christmas
long-
bell?
Well, it said Christmas bells in this particular story, yeah. But who sends their kids out for firewood on Christmas Eve? That's not very nice. Or Christmas Eve night, even. Bad stepmother. Well, actually, no, that was later in the evening, wasn't it? I take it back. But I like the idea that people were tying... It's a good story, isn't it? Yeah, I like the idea that people tied witch herbs in the window as well to stop her from coming in and taking babies out. You can see why she gets the reputation as a boogie woman. A bogey woman. A bogey man.
I would have just put curtains up, personally.
Yeah, the interesting thing about curtains, though, is you can open them and just look through them, so I don't think that would have worked.
Yeah, but what are witch herbs?
Witch herbs are usually a form of herbs that are kind of tied together in a bundle and used to repel evil spirits. I'm not entirely sure what herbs they are. Probably a good bit of time, mate. Bit of time.
I reckon sage is in there. Sage always.
Sage is always in there. It's always when you got an evil spirit, burn some sage. Well, a Leicestershire poet called John Hayrick wrote an actual poem about her in one of his sonnets or whatever. So it goes as follows. Vast talons, foul with human flesh, there grew in place of hands, and features livid blue glared in her visage, while the obscene waist warm skin of human victims close embraced. That is essentially the end of the tale of Black Annis, as I know it, as I've found. But now we're going to talk about some of the possible origins of Annis. Though they are likely unknown, these are some theories.
Marvels, mysteries, and
Midlanders? Back with Black Annis. So these are two theories of possibly where the legend kind of came from. And again, these are very loose, unknown, probably not related at all. But you can see kind of the little factoids from it that potentially may have trailed down into, a legend of Black Annis. So the first is of a Dominican nun. Her name was Agnes Scott, who lived as an anchorite or religious recluse and was described as a forest-dwelling hermit. So you can already see the kind of, the similarities.
Suspect.
Yeah. So apparently she wore a long black habit of her order and died in 1455. Now, Swithland, which is in Leicestershire, its church bears a brass plaque in her memory, as well as a 3-foot veiled statue of her. From a translation of the Latin inscription, Agnes is surmised to have lived in a cave near the Dane Hills, and from there ran a leper colony. Which is an interesting speculation, really, if you think about it. Maybe she ran this leper colony and they come out at night like, "Ugh!" I don't know what people with leprosy act like, so, that could have been completely offensive, and I apologise. But, so you can kind of think about it as a woman who's kind of dressed as a nun who lives in a cave, but also she helps people with a skin condition. You can kind of see how they eventually moulded together into some form of nightmare creature.
What's a nun doing in the forest?
Well, she was a religious... She was an anchorite, a religious recluse. She just basically went somewhere alone, lived alone, and prayed alone.
Maybe a cave.
A cave. Yeah, she did.
At the bottom of a 10-foot drop.
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe she had some good nails on her.
No, it's a fair point. I don't know how people used to cut their nails back in ye old days.
In my mind, it was probably one of those things they used to sharpen swords. Yeah, the spinning...
Oh, what, like a
grindstone, yeah. That's better.
That's nasty.
So, Lewis, what's your thoughts on that theory? Do you think it's plausible?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's some... that sounds about right to me.
Yeah. Lewis is good.
Okay, solved.
Yeah, Lewis has solved it, man. Not me. So, this next
theory.
There is one more, but this is a lot more loose, very loose. There's no point me even saying it, but I'm going to. So, the second woman is rather more light in her association with Black Annis, or she's a witch or wise woman who foretold Richard III's death. So, as he rode over Leicester's Bow Bridge on his way to the Battle of Bosworth, his spur/foot struck a stone on the bridge. The wise woman come stumbling over, like this, and she told Richard how on his return, it would be his head that hit that stone on the bridge. I'm guessing Richard turned around and went, "Piss off!"
That sounds like a threat.
Does sound. Yeah.
You hit my bridge again. It's going to be all right.
Next time you come across this bridge, you'll be your head on that stone. Yeah. So when Richard's corpse was carried back across the bridge, his head did indeed hit the same place.
His head fell off.
His head fell off. His head just plopped off. So a tablet was put on the bridge, newly built last century, apparently, saying his head was dashed and broken as a wise woman forsooth, or had foretold, who before Richard's going to battle being asked of his success said that where his spur struck his head would be broken. Lewis Carter, explain all of this.
Where his spur struck his head would...
Where his spur struck, his head would be broken.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking he was kicking himself on the head.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You're onto something there, mate. Yeah, definitely onto something.
So what? How does that relate to...
Well, these are, again, they're theories or speculations. They're saying that the wise woman was essentially an earlier, yeah. It's a lot more looser in its
So
association.
she went
with,
from threatening kings to eating kids.
hey man, we all fall down, man.
Sounds
fall
like the
down.
normal order of things, to be honest.
Have a bit of respect, Lewis. Some people don't have the luxury lifestyle you lead. All right. What do you guys overall think of Black Annis?
Creepy. Very
creepy.
creepy. I am surprised that it's not been adapted to screen. Because all of this just seems right for a cheesy horror
It's a
film.
fantastic setup to a legend. It's brilliant.
Well, it's all there,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's all there. You got the beginning with the nun, which is my personal favourite, and then you got the main bulk of it, which is coming out of the cave and eating kids, and then you got the end, which is bonking her in the end of the act,
Bonked and back to a cave
and
or
then
dying from the bells.
dying from church bells.
Yeah. Lewis, how would you feel about the old... Oh, how would you feel? How do you feel about the whole thing?
I think there's a lot to it. I think there's a lot to the story. I think there's a lot to Black Annis.
There is.
I think if she changed her diet, she won't be in trouble as much as she were.
What's she going to eat, mate? Stones? Think about it.
Gruel. Like,
Anything but
what's
children.
his name?
All little Mr. Kugelschreiber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
seashells.
Yeah, and his mammy's milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did a bit more research into Miss Annis, and I come across another name called Gentle Annie, which is a fairy of the southwest wind. Now, she's a Scottish piece of folklore, so not exactly related, but it's interesting how she's quite the opposite. So Gentle Annie, just to go a quick description about her, was a being, a mild-mannered being and unremarkable of looks. She didn't need to hide behind trees to get her nasty work done, apparently. She came from the Scottish lowlands, governed storms, and there's apparently a gap in the hills near the Firth of Cromarty in Scotland. I did look it up, and there is indeed a gap. Apparently, which through she called in the gales. Apparently, her temperament seems to have been a capricious one. Under her influence, a fine day could turn stormy without warning, threatening local fishermen. So I said she was a lot nicer, but she's kind of a bit more,
Just smarter.
less cannibally, a bit more natural disastery.
She just causes your death, which can't be traced back to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's possible that both Black Annis and Gentle Annie are distorted derivatives of the ancient Celtic water goddess Danu, mother of the Tuatha De Danann, which is something we're definitely going to look at. I probably completely butchered that pronunciation. I will try to get it right one day. But the Tuatha De Danann are a godlike race of people in Irish mythology.
Say that 5
Ooh,
times
Ireland's
fast.
got all the good mythology.
Say again, Lewis.
Say that 5 times fast.
Tuatha De Danann, Tuatha De Danann, Tuatha De Danann, Tuatha De Danann, Tuatha De Danann. Oh, I nearly had it then. Yeah. How about you say it, mate, since you're some sort of vocal god, right? Yeah. So there was Danu, mother of the Tuatha De Danann, and then also there was Anu as well, or Anu. Again, pronunciations are a bit off. So she was the earth and fertility goddess, or the moon goddess as well, Ain, all of whom can be conflated depending on the story. So yeah, you've also got those involved. So you've got a lot of, it's kind of going a bit higher. So you've got, Gentle Annie and Black Annis, then it's linking it to them being distorted derivatives of, these higher gods. So essentially you could say that Black Annis is essentially a fallen god. If you really wanted to get proper pantheon about it, you really wanted to take it higher up.
Getting into the extended Annie universe.
Yeah, man. This could really go, if you really wanted to try and connect it properly, you could say she was a disgraced god who was punished, sent down to earth, landed in Leicester, now lives out of days cannibalizing. What's so funny about Leicester, Lewis?
Nothing. Just a weird face.
Rude. Hey, man, when you're falling, you don't know where you're going to go. But one last thing now. So that's all of Black Annis done, these, all the connected theories, whatever. But Annis isn't the only hag to reside in the dark places of the UK. We've got other single ladies of the British Isles, including Jeannie of Biggersdale, a murderous spirit in the Mulgrave Woods of Yorkshire. You've got Calais Ni Groagma, an elderly fairy from the Isle of Man who travels about as a giant bird to collect firewood. Also influences the weather. You've got Peg O'Neill, a water hag from Lancashire, specifically the River Ribble, who expects a token sacrifice every 7 years. And also the sharp-toothed Peg Prowler, who's from the River Tees in northeast England, who drowns anyone unlucky enough to set foot in the waters. And again, I'd like to look at them in further detail. If we have to, we can do an episode called The River Hags of the UK. But yeah, so that's the sort of few more hags of the UK. They're all kind of got a very similar shtick, murder mostly, apart from the one who influences the weather.
It's like The Hobbit with all the wizards, but just with hags and fairies instead.
Yes, and they aren't trying to do some kind of massive mission to save the world. That we know of, I don't know.
I like her. I empathise
Top
with
girl.
her. She's just trying to live her life, and they're just ruining her house day in, day out. And so she ate a few kids. I mean, granted, it could have gone about it better, but I empathise.
Nobody's perfect. Lewis?
Yeah, just change the diet. Change the diet. All the problems goes away.
That's great advice.
Yep.
So yeah, up next we've got Lewis's story of the week. So Lewis, what have you got for us?
Not a story, but some
Factoid?
survey. Yeah, factoid. Some survey results.
This sounds really interesting. I can't wait to hear about it.
Wow, mate. Hold on to your ass. That's all I'm saying.
I'm braced.
Oh boy, I can't wait to
So-
hear about the survey.
In 2011, so a while ago now, almost 10 years
10
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
I'm still in 2020. Yeah.
A study on lost remotes. So we're talking about TV remotes here. Somebody
Wow.
did a study on lost TV remote.
Well,
Okay.
that's good use of funding.
Well, it found that 49% of the time, the lost TV remotes were actually on the sofa. So
On or in?
in.
It's where you look first, man. Whenever your controller goes missing, you check
Exactly,
inside of the
yeah,
sofa.
because there's a 49% chance it will be there. So that's a
I
tip.
want to know who was surprised by the outcome of this study.
Well, we're not finished yet. We've got some
okay.
more
Oh
percentages.
God, it was a 51%.
8%. They weren't found in the sofa.
Jesus
They were
Christ.
found in the bathroom.
Bloody hell, I can't take this.
So somebody took the TV remote into the bathroom with them.
I'm not surprised, though, because I'm guilty of leaving the remote in the fridge.
Yeah. Ah, well, we'll get to that.
Oh, I'm nothing but a statistic. I can't take it.
So 8%, another 8%, was found in a dresser drawer.
Yeah, we can believe that.
Yeah. 4% were found in the fridge or the freezer.
I am the 4%.
4%. And 2% of TV remote controls were found outside.
What? Nice.
Who are these people?
It's got to be.
Who are these people that are just taking the remote on
It's
a
got to
walk?
be they've gone out for a cigarette. I mean, it depends how far from the house they went out for a cigarette, remote in their hand, put it down, left it, or there was an argument and someone was like, "I hate you and your telly," and tossed it. It just went through a window, maybe. These are all theories, incredible theories.
Who are these people? It just boggles the mind. Like, why are you going to the toilet and going, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to take the remote with me?
I mean, it's about power. That's what it is, guys. It's about power. He who holds the remote holds power.
I am the one who chooses the
He who
channel.
holds the remote holds power to the household. That's how it works. But
Who are these people?
times have changed, though, Julian. Times have changed. You know, we got a new television recently, and Hannah has an app that is a remote for the TV. And you can both use the real TV remote and the phone TV remote. I sound like such an old man. Guys, you can get a remote on a phone? Yeah, but it's more like the implication of that. Because if you're someone who's not massively technically savvy, you can really screw with them. That's what it's more about.
On Apple TVs, there is a button for remote if you have an Apple
Here
TV.
he is showing off his
So you can tap
Mr.
that,
Apple man.
and then it's all there. All the controls are there. So that's really That's handy.
Lewis, I'd like to point out that this your factoid of the week has definitely launched this episode into legendary status. So thank you so much for that.
Just don't get it. It's just so dumb. Everything is so stupid. Why are they taking it with them? And who did this study?
Yeah.
Who sat down and went, TV remote?
Simmons, you're a genius.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's... So is that it, Lewis?
That's it, sorry.
That's it.
If you was expecting
Don't
more.
apologize. You know what? I wanted more
There's
Shrek
no more
facts.
statistics.
I wanted Shrek facts. Okay? That's what I wanted. I wanted Shrek facts. But seriously, no, not yet. I'm not ready for another one. I can't take it. Mine's probably blown. But yeah, what have we learned this week?
Take your fucking TV remote and leave it in the room your TV is in.
Have a remote holster on the wall by the light switch. Have a remote holster on your belt. Yeah.
No, that's
I'll change the channel.
Cool idea. Recipe for
They
disaster.
should put like a 6-shooter revolver on a remote, so time you fire
They
it,
do
it
have a
turns. I am a genius. Guys, bear witness to my genius.
The inventions. Here we go.
Yeah, that's where we're going. We're going far, guys. We're going real far.
Hello everyone, it's James here. Just letting you all know we do indeed have a social media now. You can find us on Instagram at MMMidlanders or MMMIDLANDERS. Or if you even want to send us a sternly written email or maybe a strange experience you've had, send it to marvels.mysteries@gmail.com. That's marvels.mysteries@gmail.com. And one more thing, if you have access to Apple Podcasts or use it frequently, if you'd be so kind to rate, review and subscribe to Marvel's Mysteries and Midlanders on there, it would really help us out, hopefully get more listeners in, and hopefully, if things work out, we get more content out to you lovely listeners, because that's what it's all about. It's about entertaining you, believe it or not. And also because we have to, worship our corporate overlords. Praise them, praise be. But thank you so much for listening to the podcast. It means the world to us. From the three of us, thank you. Other than that, have a great day. Take care.
But so this week I hope you enjoyed the Tale of Black Annis. I know I did, and
it was good. I'm impressed.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I'm satisfied with this week's episode.
Brilliant. I'm glad. But yeah, that's it, guys. Lewis, thank you for your factoid of the week. Thank you so much. As always, it gets me thinking whether it's good or bad. And Julian, thank you for your point of view as always. It's been fantastic. So guys, any last words?
Bye.
Bye.
Don't send your children to be eaten as a form of punishment.
That is fair. I go with that. I agree. And also, again, I'd like to thank the sources I used, which was the Ladies of Legend article and, of course, the Black Annis article by Kate Westwood. Thank you. So, guys, thank you. Have a great week. And until next time, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, bye. Just above the nip.